Hello and welcome to this week's edition of the KSPNtv Sports Center. My name is Iborio Gudino and I will be the host for today. And I will be joined in the studio by Rico Arce. Rico, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. Monday, let's get this week started off right.
Yeah, so as you guys must know now, he's a former graduate of Pacifica High School, and he will let you know last Friday's results, the standings, and next week's schedule for football in the Canyon League. And then I will come in to cover the Citrus Coast League football results from last Friday. I will also give the standings and the upcoming schedule. And we have expanded, as you guys have seen in the last episodes, that we are now showing you guys the standings for the Canyon and the Marmonte League, which cover this high schools in Simi Valley, as well as in the Conejo Valley. We've started with high school sports, so we're sure this is content that you and other community members are interested in. And our goal is to expand into all Ventura County schools, which we're slowly getting there. All in all, we are getting ready to expand our coverage in winter sports to both girls and boys basketball and soccer, which are starting pretty soon. We also want to thank our sponsors, Pizza Man Dance, for his continued support. So let's get started with today's program. Rico, take it away after.
I got you. All right, so we're gonna check out what happened in the Canyon League. So let's take a look at the what are the results? Let's take a look at the results while it loads up. So Pacifica, they did have a bye, which is low-key like perfect timing because they have two big upcoming games, but you will see the upcoming games later. But this is the results and what happened. So Pacifica did have a bye. Rio Mesa played Oxnard and Rio Mesa won 41-7. Bueno was at Ventura. They took an L 35-7. Los Pueblos was at San Marcos. They took an L 28-7. And then Santa Barbara was at CI and they whooped them 52-0. So how does that affect the standings? Let's see what happens. Let's see who's still on top. And let us see that Pacifica out on top 6-0. So that's what I'm saying. Like this bye week came at a perfect time because they get a rest up with a 6-0 record going into the last two games and then going into playoffs. And then Santa Barbara's right behind them with a 5-1. Ventura as well with a 5-2. Royal Mesa with a 4-2 record. Buena with a 4-3. Oxnard with a 2-4. San Marcos with a 1-5. Dos Pueblos with a 1-5. And then Channel Islands with a 0-7. So what the upcoming games? Let's see the upcoming games. It's going to be a great week. And Oxnard is at San Marcos. That's going to be a pretty good game. CI is at Ventura. And then Pacifica, probably playing like the best team like in their league, Rio Mesa. That's going to be a good game. I'm going to see if I can try to go out to that one. If not, maybe so, maybe not. But then Buena has a bye, and Santa Barbara's at Dos Pueblos. So that's about it for the Canyon League. But Labor, you got any questions about like what's going on at my league?
Yeah, I mean, it's the first time in around 2 weeks that we've been together. First, it was me that was alone, and because you had something to do. Then it was you last week alone. Then because I wasn't able to make it. So now let's recap what's going on with your team, especially Pacifica High School, these last couple of weeks, especially because they had a bye and they're still in first place, which is really, really impressive.
Yeah, so like this week was like a really important week, so they could rest up, get refreshed, and going like into the playoffs, like I mentioned earlier. So I feel like it's a perfect opportunity for them, like possibly going all the way. That's the goal for every single season, and I know that's something that can accomplish with this year's team. And 6-0. I mean, just look at the record; they're dominating their league. So let's just see what happens. I'm excited to see what happens, and let's get it.
Yeah, their record's impressive, their stats are impressive. But now let's go into the Citrus Coast League here that we're going to see now, in which we have the games that happened last Friday, in which Hueneme played against Santa Paula, and Hueneme actually won 28-21. Then Fillmore went to Nordhoff, and they won 35-17. Cabrillo went to Carpinteria, and they won 39-28. Let's see how it affects the standings here, in which Fillmore are 2-0 in the Citrus Coast League. They have a 5-3 record overall. Then Hueneme, after that win from Santa Paula, they're now 2-1. Crazy because they're actually 2-7 overall, yet they're doing really good in league. Then we have Nordhoff with a 1-1 record in league, 4-4 overall. Santa Paula are 1-2 after having a really good start, going 6-0 in the non-league games. They are now 1-2, 6-2 overall. And then Carpinteria are 1-2 in league with a 2-6 overall. So let's see the upcoming games here. Nordhoff going to Santa Paula. Carpinteria is going to Fillmore, and Wainimi actually has a bye. So yeah, any questions from Rico?
Yeah, how do you feel about that Wainimi and Santa Paula game? It was a close game, but Wainimi ended up coming out on top.
It's tough because, as I said, they were 6-0 before the all non-league games. They were playing really, really well. Then, if I'm not mistaken, their first league game they actually won it. Then again, the rivalry game against Fillmore, they struggled. They weren't they. I mean, it was a good game. They lost, and once again they lose here. Obviously, the goal was to have a good season. And in order for them to do that, they got to start winning games. There's some crucial games, and yeah, it's usually it's the defense is like allowing a lot more points than, at least when I was there, that was the main focus, defense. But right now they are struggling a little bit on that. I feel like with a little bit more tune-ups, they'll be able to bounce back. But as of right now, they need to start winning games, no question.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So now let's go into the other leagues here. And first, we are going to start with, if I'm not mistaken, it's the Marmonte League. No, my apologies. It's the Canyon League, in which Thousand Oaks are in first place with a 4-1 record. Then Moore Park is tied for second with Newbury Park, actually tied with two other teams with Newbury Park and Agora. They are both with a 3-1 record. Then Camarillo are 2-2. Oak Park is 0-4, and Royale is 0-5. So now let's go into the Marmonte League. And this is where St. Bonaventure is tied in first place with Oak Christian, as both of them have a 3-0 record, and both of them are 6-2 overall. Then we got Simi Valley with a 2-1 record, 5-3 overall. Bishop Diego is 0-2 in league with a 1-6 overall record. And then we got Westlake 0-3, 1-7 overall, and Calabasas is in last place with a 0-2 record, 2-5 overall. So we had some impressive games here, but we hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Rico, anything you'd like to add?
Yeah, football's almost over, going into playoffs, but excited to cover the last few weeks, and we'll just see what happens, what comes of it.
Yeah, it's been a really good season. We hope you guys are enjoying this. And as we have said, we're here to stay. We're here to bring in winter sports as well. So we hope you guys enjoyed this episode. My name is Iborio Godino. We had Rico, and we are out.